We need to talk about your 2025 success plan. My name is Tiffany Garsad. I'm the co-founder of Black Educators Amplified, an 8-week accelerator, as well as the founder of a bespoke marketing agency that was founded in 2017. Now, today, I want you to take your notes out because we're going into 2025 and we have a lot to cover. But by the end of this video, you're going to know how to make your 2025 success plan as an online consultant. Now, my point of view, my very strong point of view, is that the only way to survive this economy is to have a business. Not only just like any business, but an online consulting business. Now you may say, why would you say that? Well, I've been in Africa for 4 going on 5 years. I started my business back when I lived in Ohio, served clients in California, San Diego, California, Florida, Maryland, obviously Ohio, Canada, the Bahamas, the Caribbean, and it became international within 2 years of opening the virtual doors. Now, this business did not have a lot of overhead. I wasn't 100K in debt. I wasn't even 50K in debt. I wasn't even 20K in debt. There was virtually no debt because I worked to serve my clients and drive results before ever getting on any small business debt. And so if you're someone, especially in the Black community, that feels like, man, there's all these disadvantages against me, this is the perfect opportunity for you to expand your consultancy in 2025. So we're going to cover a lot today. Number one, I want to look at a few statistics from louisahouse.com. We're going to talk about the state of coaching and consulting in 2024-2025. Now, there's a slight difference. Coaching is more so when you hear like fitness trainers that are coaching you to get a specific result and to become healthier. But consulting, on the other hand, is when you're providing curriculum and you're doing a bit of advisory work for your client. And so they have to actually follow your instructions precisely to get the best result. Coaching, there's a little flexibility and wiggle room. So when we talk about Black Educators Amplified on this channel, it fits more into a consultancy business model. The reason for that is because we want measured success with our clients, as in we want you to see this video, we want you to come in and have clear parameters for the results that you need, meaning we can guarantee that by the end of the 8-week accelerator, you're going to walk away with your 3 to 6 month content marketing calendar that is written and critiqued by a marketing strategist with nearly a decade in marketing strategy for e-commerce, finance, education, technology companies, and real estate firms, okay? So that is the guarantee for our program. I want you to start thinking along the lines of what can you guarantee for your audience? If you're an education consultant and you assist 8th graders with their reading levels, because that's like a huge thing since the pandemic, let's say you put together a package, what measured outcome can you guarantee those students or those clients? If you're an electrician or a plumber and you're getting tired of always being the one to do all of the work and you want to create some type of standardized curriculum that you can sell and partner to community college, what is the measured outcome that you can give those colleges, okay? This is what I mean in terms of coaching and consulting. So let's get into these statistics. They are pretty interesting, okay? Number one is the fact that digital coaching is exploding. And so if there was ever a thought in your brain that's like, man, these 9-to-5s aren't really given, the healthcare medical industry isn't really given, well, I have good news for you because digital coaching and consulting is giving. In fact, as of 2023, 72% of coaches were offering virtual options, which is up 40% from 2020. So our business exploded in 2020, but according to these statistics, we're about to go through another explosion. And if you want to get your slice of the pie on virtual consulting, then you need to get in. You need to be here like yesterday because it's giving. As you can see, we live in a 5-bedroom villa on a beautiful African island, and it's just, y'all, this is literally our life. Like, we could not have written a better life for ourselves thanks to the grace of the Most High. Now let's go through here. Let's talk about AI in coaching. This is a big one. I have a very strong perspective on AI and the state of the coaching industry. What I'm seeing as somebody that's a marketing strategist and a writer, like at heart, that's who I am. I'm a writer, I'm a creative artist in many ways. And when I look at the use of AI, you can use it to improve your services, but do not use it to replace your brain, meaning Please avoid starting your coaching business, or you already have your LLC lined up, your S Corp lined up, and you're trying to get clients, and then you ask ChatGPT, hey, what should my core message be? Please avoid doing that. I have not seen not one successful coach, and let me give you my parameters of what success is, meaning a consultant that has been in the industry over 5 years, repeatedly profitable every single year. This is how I measure success, okay? So when I look at who I want to work with, who I want to be in community with as far as business is concerned, I'm making sure that these people have been in business for 5 years and didn't just like pop on the scene with the age of AI and they're like, yeah, ChatGPT, everything. Because anyone that has been in business over 5 years knows how critical it is to analyze the data behind your client interactions to understand, one, how they find you, how they work with you, what their questions are while they're working with you, how they feel after working with you, what they need as that next step. These are all data points that ChatGPT cannot tell you because consulting is so nuanced, okay? Business is nuanced in general, and I can give you a great example of this. We'll work with clients in Black Educators Amplified. We're on Cohort 5 that actually begins January 19th at 2 p.m., goes on for 8 weeks, every other Sunday, okay? And each time we speak to clients and we ask them what their main takeaway is, people actually come away with different takeaways. Now you may say, how's that possible? Because we go through 4 different phases in the program, from the 20-question framework to the website messaging, email times video, and then the 3 to 6 month content marketing calendar that shows them what to do for the next 6 months. Some people say, hey, it was really the 20-question framework that did it for me. But recently clients have been like, hey, it was actually the 3 to 6 month content marketing calendar that allowed me to see things in a new light, okay? And that's the nuance of business. If I would have asked ChatGPT that, ChatGPT wouldn't have told me that. That's the only feedback I can get from clients that have gone through the program, okay? This is why we teach a data analysis mindset and a journalistic mindset when we're working with clients, meaning the website copy that we assist you in writing and the templates we give you are not written by AI. They've been written by me as an international marketing strategist that has worked with some of the largest Black-owned businesses to date. Okay, this is the copy that I've created from my years of studying advertising, marketing, psychology, copywriting, storytelling, all of these things, okay? And so you get those same templates where businesses have gone on to make multiple millions from the messaging that I've written on their website and the content that I've written for their emails, okay? So with coaching and consulting being on the rise, what I do know that you can use AI for is research, like data analysis. And so if I'm writing a blog post, I'll be like, hey, pull me 10 statistics on X, Y, and Z topic. Great. Now, typically as a blogger, when I was in my blogging days, I would have had to research all those statistics and that would take a lot of time, but I can cut my time in half by just pulling that data right away. Now, I don't copy and paste everything word for word. Remember, I'm a writer, I'm an artist, I'm a creative. So I'm using my own brain and my own personal touch to apply my personality to the content that I'm writing, okay? AI makes it easier to run your business from a research perspective, but do not become lazy in business, because once you become lazy in business, we can look at Blockbuster, for example. Blockbuster was not willing to get ahead with the times, and so Netflix outpaced them. This is what we're going to see continue to happen in 2025. There were those businesses that did well in 2019, 2020, even before that time frame, but a lot of people are failing in business because they're looking at AI and technology the wrong way. Get ahead with the times and provide a better experience, and that better experience has to come from your human brain, because if you're giving your audience something generic that they could have done with ChatGPT, then they're not going to want to come back to your program. They're not going to refer others, and you're going to be in a horrible cycle. So actually take the time to structure a program that is super nice, super strategic, super well off. And the only way that you can do this is if you're already an expert. When we only work with experts in the program, and you can actually apply at the link in the description. But the reason that we only want to work with experts and not people that are newer entrepreneurs is because you don't have a validated product yet. Without a validated product and a validated process, you're going to be wasting your time. So you need to be working with a few clients, or at least be on your first 3 to 4 clients before we can really validate that offer and move you to success in the program. The only caveat for this is if you're in something high tier, like you're in functional medicine, you're a mental health practitioner, you have a very specialized industry expertise, and you want us to come in and help you position and package that, we can do that in that case. We have done that for our wellness clients, okay? And so let's move on here. Specific coaching niches or consulting niches. Now, this is nothing new on this channel. We always tell you, choose one specific niche, one. And it's even more important now. I was talking to my finance firm audience on my Instagram at Tiffy G Writes. Feel free to follow me there and connect about business and entrepreneurship. But I was talking to them on Instagram, and I was telling finance firms, even finance is not specific enough. Because within finance, you have tax relief, you have estate planning, you have bookkeeping, you have wealth management, right? You have all of these different areas that exist just within finance. And so with even such a generic term like finance, you need to be even more specific. So imagine you as an education consultant, you're like, well, I serve grades 5 through 12. On science, language arts, and another subject. And it's like, no, don't do that. Choose one subject, choose 1 or 2 grade levels, and choose your specific approach and process. This, if you're struggling with this right now, it's going to be a good time for you to come into the 8-week accelerator, because that phase 1 with the 20 question framework is really gonna make you pull all of that out. Now, it is lengthy work, it is difficult work because it asks you some hard questions, but this uncomfortability is essential if you're going to be successful in 2025 and not get left behind in the age of AI. You're gonna have to create a better experience for your clients. For example, our clients, both when they come in the agency and when they come in the accelerator, there's nothing like it on the market. They couldn't have Googled it. There's nothing that exists like it, because the experience that we provide, not meaning graphics, not meaning like all the vanity metrics and music, and not that experience, meaning what results do we actually drive for our clients? Can we take you to point A to point Z? 100,000,000% we can guarantee that we can, because we have worked with over 227 different businesses in about 7 different industries, okay? And so you want to have that same effect as you're creating curriculum and standardization, as you're thinking about going into an African market like Cape Verde, like Seychelles, like Ghana, and partnering with these local governments. They're going to want to see that you have something that is top tier, not something that they could have found in the country, not something they could have found on Google with AI, but an actual experience, and that experience comes from your work history, the processes that you've done to take a business from point A to point Z, to take your contracting firm to point A to point Z, to solve a plumbing issue for somebody, to solve a wellness issue for somebody, and massage therapy. Whatever your specific industry expertise is, this is your year to succeed, because in the past, historically, it may have been difficult with the nuanced level of skill set that you have to even get people to join in. But this is your prime time. This is like a golden era for people who have a high caliber level of expertise, because you basically create a market and a monopoly that's just for you, because your IP, your intellectual property, is the gold. That's the thing people want, your experience. Nobody has experience like you, ma'am, sir. And so congratulations just for that fact, because all you need to do, you are so close to having repeatable income that is not based on your 9 to 5 outside of America. You are so close. The only thing you need to do is get all of this intellectual property out on paper onto your website messaging and your 3 to 6 month content calendar, so you can rinse and repeat and drive client relationships all throughout the year, okay? And sign corporate contracts. We will get into that in the program as well, because we have really been enjoying these medium-sized corporate contracts that last over a year, okay? Now I'm gonna switch gears here. I have my notes on my iPad. I bought this beautiful planner. It's a digital planner, but I bought this beautiful planner and I took these notes, okay? Now you may say, wow, you actually do handwritten notes. I do. Even though I'm a writer, I do handwritten notes. And we need to talk about your success, okay? And so you need to understand, let's go through some prerequisites here to even see if Black Educators Amplified is going to be right for you. Number one, you have to be willing to provide some type of standardization with the offers that you have, meaning we need to have repeatable systems. For example, we have the 3-on-3 framework in magnetic emails for our agency clients to do multiple 6, 7, and 8 figures, meaning we look at the 3 emotions somebody experiences before working with them and after working with them, and use product marketing to create content that's actually going to get sales and not just influence people, okay? So that's the type of standardization that you need. If you're an electrician, if you're in home decor, we've worked with home decor consultants. What process can you write down? Like, think about how you take somebody from having their home decor that's just, lackluster, they don't have a color theme, their house doesn't feel warm, into feeling like, wow, this is like a beautiful, flashy house on a budget. What process do you take them through? Do me a favor, write those steps down right now and look at the first few letters of the steps that you're taking. Create an acronym out of that. Bring that into Black Educators Amplified. Let's go through the 20-question framework so we can actually extract the gold out of your consulting offers so that you can have a signature consulting package that you sell not only to individuals but to businesses, to commercial real estate firms, and to different companies across the world from the comfort of your home office, right? Remember, the name of the game is low overhead. We do not want lots of bills. We don't want lots of overhead. We don't want lots of debt. We want freedom, accessibility, and expansion, okay? This is the year of expansion. Now, after you have your standardization, your process, now we need to replicate success, which is why we actually create the 3 to 6 month marketing calendar for our clients. We understand that you guys, you're under 5 years in business. You don't really know how to replicate your success and measure your outcomes. And so that's where we come in and we do it for you. That's the consulting part where it's like, if you were to just guess your way through, it wouldn't work. What we've seen work in our agency is when we come in and say, hey, CEO, you're doing great here, but we want you to change this, and this. And because of our track record, 8-figure CEOs are willing to say, yeah, I'm gonna let you take that because I know through your case studies, through the work history that you have, that you can actually transform our entire firm. And so that's why we have that consulting piece where it's like, hey, we're going to direct you on what we would do if we were you, so you can have that high caliber 8 years of experience applied to your business. Now, let me know how that would feel just to have 8 years of international marketing strategy applied to your business. Ooh, you'll have a lit lifestyle in 2025. Let me tell you that. You will have the most lit lifestyle. You will have the type of catapult phenomenon that every entrepreneur needs when they're in business, that I honestly needed. I spent years creating these frameworks and not understanding and being like, okay, so should I pitch these clients? Do I do this type of contract? And it's like, I've packaged all of that up over the past 8 years to serve it to you on a silver golden platter. And it's available to you. Now, the thing is that somebody signed up last week, so now we only have 3 spots left. We only allow 4 people to enroll at a time because we do want it to be intimate, incubated. We care about the results and safety of our students. We want every client to feel like they're seen, like they're heard, like if they need to shed some tears, if they need to call us on the side, if they need to fix anything, that they have that space to do that. That's so important for us because my husband and I, we're both introverts and we like that intimate space, okay? And so I want to now talk to you about 3 of the most interesting, I'll put it like this, 3 of the most interesting contracts we've had, which is trucking and logistics. Now, I had my first trucking and logistics client in 2020. We were in Zanzibar, Tanzania. We just got back from our family vacation, and somebody in trucking and logistics somehow found my website. Well, I'll tell you how they found it. They found it because my website copy and blogging, search engine optimization. So if they were to look up copywriter in Columbus, Ohio, copywriter for professional services, my website would have popped up and they hit me up. We got on a call, closed the deal. And so this trucking and logistics firm, they were a government contractor that taught other dispatchers how to dispatch their contracts. And so we actually went through and did their one-page website, revamped the entire thing. They only wanted one page. We were like, that's fine. We can create your one-page website for you. And she went on to be able to sell those clients without doing any sales calls. That's the power of having a sales page and website messaging that is top tier. Meaning you can only get that level of messaging know-how from top advertising agencies. By the way, I have worked in those agencies, okay? And so next is the government contracts. So we've worked with a few government contractors, and I didn't even realize it till this year when I got more in that space. But I didn't realize when I was working with education technology firms, when I was working for a company called Teach for America, these are actually government contracts. I didn't really know. So as a contractor to the contractor, they had loads of work, like spanning over 4 to 6 months. These are huge projects, but these are available to you, but only when your message is clear and precise, okay? So those government contracts, they're pretty fun. They're pretty great, especially to keep on like a long-term relationship where you just follow up and you have your sales sequence that's always following up with your clients. You have your calendar out like this and you just write on it, you know, in April, May of 2025, I'm going to follow up with so-and-so who I worked with last year. This is how you get repeatable sales, because you're going to know that if you put out a specific amount of content, i.e. like 20 posts between Instagram and Facebook, and you do some introduction emails to a few contracting firms that you want to work with, finance firms, whatever the industry is, you're going to get traction in one way or another. And so you're calculating those touch points to see, okay, on average, how much time and how many touch points do I need before I book more clients? Now, our promise to you is that you are going to be able to go from unclear to full throttle 3 to 6 month marketing calendar with your website messaging in place, okay? That's a guarantee. So you need to start thinking about, what guarantee can I structure for my audience? So if you are a plumber, what guarantee can you guarantee to the local businesses that you work with? Or if you're a plumber that wants to create some type of curriculum for charter schools, what guarantee can you give those charter schools? Start to think about that, because people operate, especially with high ticket sales. We're talking high ticket, over $1,500 typically, could be contracts worth $60,000, $100,000. When people are talking high ticket services, they need a guarantee. They need to know that there's going to be a return on their investment, and that can be difficult at first. Back in 2018, when I was first doing this work, it was like hard to wrap my mind around guarantee. How do you, but you have to look at your process. What results have you been able to get for clients? You can typically promise something that you've already been able to replicate a few times, and it's just about getting that language out. And that language can be worth a $100,000 contract, a $50,000 contract, a $20,000 contract, okay? Now, I know what you're thinking. You have a few questions. You're like, is this for me? And let me help you. This is not for everybody. I'll be honest. I'll be upfront. This is not for people that do not value their expertise. This is not for people that do not have expertise. But if you are someone that has been in academia, if you're someone that has been in marketing strategy, communications consulting, if you're someone that has worked with Fortune 500 companies, if you're someone that has spent a great amount of time in retail and you're in a manager position, these are all levels of expertise that you can apply to the program to create your own consulting firm and distribute your message throughout North America and Africa and the Middle East and Australia. Why do I say Australia? Because I had a few speaking engagements in Australia and I did not have to hop on the plane, so that's always fun. So that answers, is it for me? You let me know down below. Are you an expert? That's really what it comes down to. What is your expertise in? Are you under the 5-year mark in business, but do you have a level of expertise where you've been in the workforce for a good amount of time, meaning over 5 years, getting repeatable results in one specific industry? One specific industry. Now, if you're not willing to do one specific industry, this is probably the wrong program. You may want to look elsewhere. Number 2, do I have to post online to make sales? Yes, you do have to post online. You have to show your face. You have to be willing to talk to people. And I get it. I'm an introvert as well. Okay, it's not my favorite thing, but I do it because I'm here to be of service. I'm not here to be all about my own comfort. If I just stay in my own comfort, I really won't be very far in life, to be quite honest. And so you do have to post. You do need to show your face. You do need to brainstorm. You need to have a strategic advisor that you shoot back and forth with to see the best positioning, and you take a journalistic approach to your marketing. And these are all the things that we teach inside of the 8-week accelerator. So yes, you do have to post. You do have to be creative, and it can be difficult to show up if you haven't had to show up in that capacity. But I ask you, would you rather spend another 10 years at your 9 to 5 hoping they don't fire you or hoping that you don't deal with any more microaggressions? Or would you rather leave a beautiful legacy for your children, pass down a consulting firm for your family dynasty, caring about your lineage, because you can't pass down your 9 to 5, but you can pass down your intellectual property to your children's children, to your nieces, to your nephews, to your community, and to the people who are awaiting your caliber of expertise in North America and in Africa. Okay. Now, next question, who do you serve? We get this question a lot in the program, both with people that are working to work with us beforehand, and then people that are in the program, they're kind of like, okay, but am I supposed to serve my curriculum to schools? Am I supposed to serve clients that I find online on YouTube? Am I supposed to serve people that find my podcast, that find my Instagram? And the simple answer to that is you can serve any of these niches. It's more about, what are you willing to do? Who are you willing to serve and show up for, rain or shine? It's more about your personality, your work experience, and seeing which area is going to be best to apply that. YouTube may be your best bet if you're someone that's not a writer, okay? But if you are a writer, you could totally, 100%, publish 5 to 10 blogs per month and still attract enough traffic to sign clients. So it really depends on who you are, and that's why it really gets down to, in this program, you also have to have a level of self-awareness and self-knowledge and say, hey, I don't want to show up on video all the time, but I am willing to write blogs 4 times a week, okay? Or maybe you're already on Instagram. You already have a huge Instagram profile and you already have a following. So for you, it's like, girl, you better stay on Instagram. Like you got 5K, 10K followers. Why wouldn't you be on Instagram? And just refine your message. And so it comes down to what you're already doing and how you can amplify what's already working for you. So take note of that. Get your data entry ready to take note of how many followers do you have on different platforms? Where do people reach out to you? Where do people speak to you about your level of expertise? Maybe for you it's Facebook. We had a client, she does videos on Facebook. I don't do Facebook because all my clients find me on Instagram, but for you that could be different. So understanding the nuance of entrepreneurship is super beneficial. Now that we got some of those common questions out the way, we can talk about your next steps. So let's say you click the link in the description, you book your calendar link, and you submit your payment, and then it's on your calendar. I will send you a welcome packet within the next 48 hours, and then we will meet January 19th every other Sunday for 8 weeks, which is going to span us until about the first week of March. We'll be finished, and you will be in the program with 4 other entrepreneurs, myself and my wonderful husband, who is the founder of Journey With Us, who has been able to grow this channel to over 2 million views, right, and teach you video editing. Now let's talk about, we're on our last topic here, okay? I want you to imagine your life. You're winning tech contracts. When I say tech, it could be HR tech, it could be education tech, it could be fintech, it could be contracting technology, it could be curriculum development, it could be art, whatever your expertise is in. You're winning these contracts without going to every networking event, without being in all the places. You are in the comfort of your home office. It's a very beautiful office. You wake up one day, you have slow mornings, you make your breakfast, you have your coffee, your tea, your lemonade, whatever floats your boat. You go to your home office and you have a signed contract with an invoice paid, $4,000. You're like, woo, wow, you never thought this would be possible until you went through Black Educators Amplified and saw what was possible with market research and business development. That's exciting, isn't it? Like, just picture that with me. I just love that because it happens. It's happened for us multiple times. It's happening for our clients in Black Educators Amplified and in the agency. And so I invite you, remember there's 3 spots available. If you would like one of them, we are in the hot season where people typically like to sign up when we're 3 to 4 weeks out from starting the program. This is your prime time to win and to sign these high caliber contracts. The only thing stopping you from winning high caliber contracts is your ability to articulate a core message and present it confidently to the world. So I will talk to you soon. We cannot wait to work with you. Shalom, shalom.